Okay folks, welcome to another 8-bit face-off kerfuffle, and this week we're taking a look at Eddie Kidd's Jump Challenge. Now, if you're of a certain age, you're probably thinking, who the hell is Eddie Kidd? Well, let me just take you on a very small history lesson. Back in the 70s, as a kid, for me, as a kid growing up in central Scotland, I had probably three heroes, one of which was Muhammad Ali, who was probably the best boxer ever. The second one was Bruce Lee. Now, if you don't know who Bruce Lee is, now I'm suspecting you probably do, given you watch retro games. And the last one was Evil Knievel. Now, this was a guy who was from the United States, and he basically used to do stunts in on his motorbike. Now, nowadays, if you go onto YouTube, you'll see a million different stunts, sponsored by Red Bull, people doing some absolutely insane stunts. But back in the 70s, things were a lot safer. You didn't have all these kind of people doing that. But Evil Knievel used to jump over buses. Apparently, broke every single bone in his body, not once but twice. I think one of the most famous ones jumps that he did, he jumped over, was it the Grand Canyon? Something like that, something ludicrous like that. But anyway, yeah, so that was Evil Knievel. And so, of course, the UK had their very own Evil Knievel, and he was Eddie Kidd. He was did exactly the same thing. Good looking guy, you know what I mean? He did all these mad stunts on a motorbike. Now, very sadly, Eddie Kidd had a very bad accident. I don't know how many years ago, quite a long time ago, and I believe he was almost paralysed. I think he may actually be paralysed and he's wheelchair bound. Very sad. I mean, from what I gather, he seemed to be like a likable person. So yeah, but anyway, at the height of his fame, no pun intended, Martech decided I want a bit of this action, so they brought out a game and they called it Eddie Kidd Jump Challenge. So yeah, you can see there, that's the poster, that's the advert for it. So let's take a look at a few of the home versions. I think I've covered everyone, so let's crack on. So, kicking things off, we're going to take a look at the BBC Electron. I don't know if there was much difference between these two, but let's have a wee look. Do you want joysticks? Yes. Right, there we go. Oh, do you want... I don't know what happened there. Let's try again. Do you want joysticks? Yep. Sound? Yep. I do obviously want colour. Right, okay, written by Dave Wainwright. A attempt jump. Right, okay. Right, so we just have to attempt to jump. Right, why are we facing that way? Hang on. Let's check the joystick's working. Oh, I've got something. We've got something. How do we move? Oh, we're away, we're away. Right, okay. Right, you appear to have cleared. Was that barrels? I think it was, rather than buses. Right, okay, yeah, that was barrels. Why are we jumping barrels? I don't really know. I'm just hammering. It doesn't use joystick, by the way. I'm just hammering keys here. Oh, we're off again. Yeehaw! Back to BMX. Right, okay, looks like we're still trying to jump barrels. Why is there a huge space between them? That's surely got to be unfair. That's obviously more than 8 barrels if there's big spaces between them. I know, unfortunately, I can't. I did check for instructions. I've got a wonderful thing called Game Base that has all these games. Right, I don't know why I suddenly plummeted. What a smash up back to BMX. Right, okay, we're now going for 6 barrels. I have no idea how it just seems to be randomly picking the number of barrels. Why have I stopped? I managed it first time as well. I have no idea how I managed it. doesn't appear to be any option other than just pressing A. And it doesn't appear you can change the number of barrels either. Right, okay. Yeah, some instructions would be handy. I don't know why it's making me. Why have you got the option to face the other way? Oh, bollocks. That's not going to end well. Nope. Right, I think we'll have one last go and then we'll move on because it's somewhat. Well, we're down to 5 barrels now. This is a somewhat fruitless attempt. Do we need to try and go the other way? I don't know. I have no idea. It seems to be completely random. I'm obviously playing it all wrong. Are we going to make it? Hey, right, I'll tell you what, let's have another go. Stop! How do you stop? I have no idea how to stop. We're going to run out of runway. Oh, the trees have ended. We're going to hit a brick wall, surely. Oh no, it's okay. It's that cartoon scenery. It just goes on and on. That'll do, that'll do. Right, we'll try 9 if we can. Nowhere near. Right, I'm sure it's better if you had instructions, though I'm not entirely convinced. Right, that was, what was that? That was a BBC Electron one. Right, next one, MSX. Alright, similar small graphics. Now, this one uses the joystick, fortunately. Now it's... Why is it saying gears? Why does it look like... Oh, hang on a second, it says BMX at the bottom there. So we appear to be on a bike at the moment. Now, how do we turn round? I'm assuming the ramp is going to be to the right hand side. How do we turn? This is going swimmingly. Have we got to keep going as far left as possible for a run up? I really don't know. Nah, it's not going to make you go that far. Surely not, right? I have got absolutely no idea how to turn around here. None at all. Right, you know what? Let's just ditch this one. That's the MSX one. Right, now, next one is the C64. Now, I did buy this game, and it came in one of these big, kind of hard, kind of clamshell type cases. It's actually quite a nice case, with a nice kind of picture on it. Yeah, now right away you can see the difference here. This has got humongous, possibly, is that possibly the biggest sprite in a Commodore 64 game? Now, oddly, you'll see there he's running on a, well, what you'll see right away, what differs in this from this version, is there is no BMX option. You instantly go for a bike. Now, I like the way it kind of moves up and down with the suspension. And you're jumping cars. Are we going to make it? Oh, bollocks. Yeah, you'll notice there is a complete lack of any spokes in the wheels, so I don't know quite what's going on there. Now, this little bit here, I know you're probably laughing because you think it's absolutely hilarious, especially when you see this little joke that comes up. Yeah, it's mildly amusing for the first time. Secondly, you're getting a bit boring. It's getting a bit boring. Third time, you're playing sick of it. Now, unfortunately, this was the thing. I actually forgot all about that. That's the thing that makes this game really irritating. I think it was probably the reason I stopped playing it. The controls in the C64 are very, very odd. You press the fire button to accelerate, and you have to use the F keys for, you've got F1, F1, F3, F5 and F7, and that does the gears, and use the fire button to accelerate. Now, it's, as you could see there earlier on, it's very, very easy to kind of go too fast and overshoot, and that's not going to be enough. And there we go, we've got this Rib-tickingly hilarious thing again. After you've got to wait for him to basically struggle off the screen with that annoying screeching sound in the background. Yep, we get it, and you can't skip this. Now this does nothing for the brigade that say that C64 can only do browns. I don't know why they made it brown. This could, I think, could easily have been a really good game. Why couldn't they have just had automatic gears, accelerator as the fire button, and just left it at that instead of having to make you press gears? I don't know why they did that. Now, one thing I do like about this version is the fact that you can actually alter the. Is that it? No, bollocks! Look, I'm not even falling. Now, if that was a real motorbike, he's defying gravity. If that was a real motorbike, he would have landed perfectly there. Yeah, what you notice in this version is your rider can actually kind of lean back and forwards. It's actually very, very similar to these trial games that you get on the Xbox 360 and Xbox, the PlayStation 4, etc. It could have been a good game, but as it stands, it is just really, really irritating. The fact that the controls are a bit broken, and just that stupid thing that you've got to wait every single time you die. Well, you don't die, you hurt yourself. It's just trying to kind of judge the speed. What makes it even more difficult is the fact that you don't have any indication. Are you getting bored yet? You've got no indication of how fast you're going. You've just got to try and look at how quick the sort of cityscape in the background, all browns again, fly past. You've also got to try and use the sort of tone of the engine, but it's difficult. It's a very, very difficult game. Very frustrating. Right, we'll give it another couple of goes, I think, and then we'll move swiftly on. Now, for I think the first couple of jumps, you don't really need to go into top gear because you just go way too fast. Like I said, it's trying very, very hard to actually gauge. That looks kind of, oh, bollocks, I went and stopped too quick. Can I go backwards? God. Yes, listen, I think on that bombshell, I think we'll abandon the C64. So yeah, that's Commodore 64 one. Let's take a look at the, thankfully, last version. And this is on the ZX Spectrum. Ah, right, okay, it looks exactly the same as MSX. Are we going to be able to turn in this one? No, it's not doing very much in the joystick. I wonder why they chose to introduce the BMX as an option. Well, not an option, you've got to do it. With 3 versions, and yet the C64 one didn't have that. That's bizarre, don't know. Right, come on, how do we change? Fire button's doing nothing. Come on. What's happening? Yeah, I think I did mention that when I do future 8-bit face-off kerfuffles, I will look at the instructions because I'm aware that a lot of the time, you know, games, I try and play games and I simply are unable to play them. A bit like this one, and that's down to the fact that I've never actually looked at instructions. So it would probably benefit me, I think, and probably benefit the enjoyment of the viewer, because watching me trying to play a game and I don't know what I'm doing is a bit rubbish. But anyway, talking the rubbish, let's get back to the game. Oh, wait a minute, hang on, what's going on? Right, so have you just got to drive so far back? Now, given how long we've been cycling from right to left, we're going to have an awful long wait before we get to the ramp. Oh, there we go, it magically appears. Yeehaw! Are we going to do it? Well, that is instantly more forgiving than the C64 one. Oh, we're up to a motorbike now. Excellent. Right, now you'll see there. Ah, balls. Kind of feels a bit like Kickstart. Is that going to have the annoying hospital part? What's it doing? Is it going to restart? Oh, right, okay, game over. Right, at least it just goes to game over, which are we back? Oh, right, we've got to go back to this bloody BMX thing again. So it looks like we're going to have to just keep cycling from right to left. Or did I don't know. You know what? I really had no idea. I've no idea how I managed to change direction. I mean, how hard can it be? How hard can it be? You've got one joystick, one fire button. But oh, there we go, right. I don't know. It just seems to randomly do it. I have no idea why it's doing that. Right, let's give it another go. So what we're up to this time, right? 18 barrels again. Dum da dum ba dum ba dum ba dum. Dee dee dum da dee dee die. Oh, here we go. Right. Right, cleared that with plenty of space. At least it's a bit easier. At least you can actually clear them. Right, back onto the motorbike. Let's see if we can. Alright, it's automatic gears. Now, how do we change direction again? Ah, notice. Does that say windsock? Why would you have wind? I mean, because it looks like. Alright, okay, right. I'm assuming it's either going to be blowing left to right. Right, brake on, off. Come on, how do we turn round? Now, considering how fast we're going, that fence in the background seems to be going past very, very slow. Come on, let's turn the bloody thing round so we can at least have an attempt. Oh, we're going to do it. Hey, right, okay. Here we go, yeehaw. How many cars? 8 cars. Right, don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. Right, we're going absolute hell for leather here. Come on, where are you? Oh, I'm losing the will to live. Seriously, come on. It's almost bedtime, for God's sake. There it is. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, get it right up you too, you little git. Anyway, yeah, thankfully that is the last of them. So yeah, let's do a little recap. You can see the 4 of them there. What can I say? All right, let's get the elephant out of the room. I was physically unable to play either the BBC Electron or the MSX ones. The graphics were pretty crap, uninspiring. The C64 one, it probably looks the most dynamic. It's got really nice big graphics. The cars are huge. You really kind of feel like you're jumping over something in a motorbike. But the problem is the controls are just completely broken. Having to use the F keys for the gears. You've got really no indication of speed, so it's kind of down to trial and error to see how to take each jump. And then the deal breaker for me with the C64 one is just that stupid thing about going to hospital, and then you've got to watch him, you've got to wait on him hobbling off the screen every time you die or every time you crash. And so you're kind of waiting for about a minute before you can get right back into the game again. So Yeah, and the last one is Spectrum. I mean, graphically wise, it's really it's not any better or worse than the BBC and the MSX one, but at least I was actually able to play that one. So I would probably say if you're really going to have to play this game, and trust me, you don't want to, then go for the Spectrum one. But do yourself a favour, leave this game well alone. Yeah, because it's pish. Anyway, guys, as always, thank you very much for watching.